Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Young Wilder Free, and today I'm back with another starter home. Thanks to the latest update with all the new unlocked items, it is so much more fun to make starter homes now. The only reason I hardly made them before was mostly because I found landscaping so hard on a budget. I never was really happy with how little simoleons I would have left for landscaping after placing all the essentials. But now with these new items, landscaping can be totally free, which opens so many possibilities for a starter home. One thing I really loved with the new items were all the farming looking like items. And that kind of inspired me to do a farming build. But since I already had done a big farm and wasn't really in the mood to do a big build, and since none of these items really cost anything, kind of thought, let's try and make a big starter farm, or let's see how big I can push it. I didn't really have any build for this specific lot in Brilliant Bay yet, since I already had built on the other lots besides the park, but the park I want to keep as a park, but the other lots I kind of already went overboard with budgets and decorations and all that. I thought, let's try this specific lot and try and make or combine it and make a starter home and a farm at the same time. Now this lot was kind of expensive to begin with. I think it was 3,500 simoleons when bulldozed. The price didn't really go up, of course, when landscaping, so that helped a lot. I think the only items that I did place outside that cost quite a bit were some gardening items from Seasons mostly, like the flower arranging table, the beehive, patchy, those kind of items, but also the waste disposal, or whatever I should call it. I did kind of place one that belongs to the base game that was not a debug item. I placed it next to two different colors that were debug items, just to make it look like this household just recycled this stuff. But I wasn't really sure that the debug items worked, so I had to place, just to be safe, place a normal one. But the normal ones are kind of expensive. I think they cost almost 200 simoleons, or I don't know. They cost money. And I kind of assumed that the other ones did not work, but I should really test that one day just to be sure, because otherwise you could save money there too. I'm pretty sure the mailbox is already free, so I don't really know why we have to pay for the waste disposal, because it's something you need as well, but apparently the mailbox is more important. Now the inside of this farmhouse is of course very lightly decorated still. Since I used most of the budget on this lot to begin with, and the farming items, or the flower items, gardening items, yeah, whatever you want to call it. But I really wanted to have this place under a 1 sim budget, so yeah, I did try at least. But you could easily fit in a couple instead, and then you all of a sudden have 2,000 more simoleons to go on. I did also kind of include one crappy TV, because I did have room within the budget, but if you remove that one, then again the budget grows a bit bigger and you can actually let your sims eat after moving in. But I think the most of the budget went to some of the season items outside, but also inside I really wanted to hang up the farming painting, because it really fit the theme very well, but again it was a bit of a pricey painting. So if you just replace those items with something else or simply remove them, then again you would probably save already quite a bit, and you might be able to do some more decorating. I did try and place some of the debug flowers inside as well, just to give it a bit of, not really color, but some life, some plant life. So yeah. I should also have mentioned earlier that I did keep this build pack limited. I was initially going to do a cats and dogs plus base game only, but then I remembered the cheap windows and doors of Seasons and their farm-like items like the beehive and patchy and all that. So then I just had to include that expansion as well. I always kind of want to challenge myself to keep my builds limited, or as limited as possible, but I always seem to fail because there's always something else that I want to add. But in this case I think it went quite well. I did double check, it is really only cats and dogs and Seasons only, and I do kind of think that those are my most favorite expansions to build with anyway, since they give a really cozy farming looking homes or items. And not everything of it is of course cheap, so I did place some of the items that probably were a bit overkill for a starter home, but it just looked cozy. So yeah. But if you ever are wondering about which expansions to get, then those two might really help you out, especially seasons with all the cheap windows and doors that make starter homes 10 times easier to build with. Now towards the end of the video, when I start furnishing, I do also pop up the lot information menu, so you can actually see the budget as well. But I will also write it down in the description too. Only keep in mind that the description price is kind of a gallery price, which means the lot price is not included. Because every time when I move a test sim in a new house to either test it or just to make screenshot, the lot value drops immediately, like if the house is used. But when I download it up to the gallery, it feels like the price is back towards normal. So it would show you the real price without the lot rate, but if you, or the lot price, but if you just remember that this specific lot cost roughly around 3,500 simoleons, then you kind of know how much it costs. I'm pretty sure it's all still under the 20,000 because I double checked before I moved in a test sim. Now as for this lot size, it is a bit of a strange lot size of course, because I built this, like I mentioned, in Bridleton Bay on the 40 by 40 lot, but I'm pretty sure there isn't any other place in any of the worlds that is 40 by 40, unless Solani did get one. I remember looking around for it on the gallery when I tried and fill up a save file for my Let's Play, and 40 by 40 houses are apparently a rarity. I don't even think the gallery had a search option for it back then. I'm not sure if there is one now, so apparently there aren't many 40 by 40s. But even if Solani has one, then that doesn't really help for this build, I would say, because it definitely does not fit in a tropical world, in my opinion. But by all means, if you want to have it there, then you can certainly do so. But I just built it to have it on this lot, and maybe have it in my save file as well, since this area didn't really have a starter home yet. And I really find this one quite cute. Now, the home itself is maybe a bit more rustic than the other builds that I did in this area. Those were maybe a bit more to the cutesy side. Light blues and light colors and all that, but still I do really like this tiny little farm. And the fact that I was able to build all this within the starter home budget still blows my mind. I really do love the new items, and I'm definitely gonna be building a couple of more starter homes like this, or not like this as in this size, but try and make starter homes with only using the landscape items that are debug and cost nothing. The only downside of course is, and that you might notice already, is that I need to look for a lot of items and search kind of hard, because I do keep forgetting where some of the items are, but I do keep it, or I only choose the base game and cats and dogs options, so that kind of made it easier. Now if you're wondering how to use this new cheat, I should have mentioned that maybe a bit earlier as well. I have noticed that a lot of people explain it differently. I myself don't like to use bb.show hidden objects as well as this new cheat, because that's way too many debug items for me to even keep control over. So I only use the new cheat, bb.show live edit objects. And if you are like me and cannot find the items at once, then the only thing you need to do, it's very easy. You don't need to search by debug. I don't really search by debug, in case you noticed. But when the items aren't visible, I search an empty search in the catalog. So where it says search, you see me just push an empty one, and then all the new items just pop up at the bottom. So just scroll all the way to the bottom, and then all the objects are just there anyway. So if you find it too overwhelming with the bb.show hidden object debug items included, then that's the way to do it without, because they are all there. They are all collected at the bottom. And usually when you start scrolling down, when you get past windows, then all these objects start. But I really do hope they get marked in a later update, because that would have made it a bit easier. But that's the way I like to find these objects just to kind of keep it to a limit, because the normal debugs items that we already had a game include so much more, and I was really just looking for the free stuff that included plants and nothing else. So yeah, if you can't see the items, just one empty search and just search by pack. That also kind of makes it a bit easier. After a while you will start memorizing which items you like from which packs. Like I knew that there are some fences that are double in both base game and cats and dogs, but I like the base game ones a bit better, so I searched by base game and I just pushed the empty search bar every time I couldn't see the items just to see them and make it a bit easier for me to find everything back. So yeah, that's kind of how I do it. But on that note, I think I'm gonna cut off this voiceover right here. I do of course hope you still like this build and enjoyed this video. And if you want to download this build, you can find it under my username, YoungWildandFree on the gallery, or under the hashtag YoungWildandFree. And always remember to have move objects on before placing my builds, just to be sure nothing gets removed. If you would like to see more of my creations, you can always like this video and subscribe to my channel. Or follow me on Twitter or Instagram. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I do hope I see you next time. Bye bye!